All right, here we go. This is Coffee and Chat with Rev Bruce. Glad to have you back. Glad to see you on here. Listen, this is another week. We're here into the month of April. Glad to have made it. Glad to see you once again. And this is about the time where somebody might uh, want to evaluate things and call it quits. This is possibly the time where someone may say, you know what, I've been trying this for a while. This isn't working out. This isn't getting me where I want to be. And so just trying to get folks to see and check out what we got going on here and also to stick with that, that side hustle you're trying. Stick with the thing that you're trying to get off the ground and make that happen. Make that happen for you. Make that happen for your goals and everything you got going on. This is still a time of possibility. And so take that and run with it. Take it and make it happen. And so utilizing this platform today and over the next couple of weeks just to use my own journey as an example and try to keep you going. This is part of where I'm coming from with this whole idea of, you know, getting your side hustle and getting in a place where you can stay productive and keep making progress and stick with it. Stick with it. That stick to itness that is necessary for when it feels like you just want to wrap it up. You just say, well, I gave it a shot. I gave it a try. It's not really working out. Listen, the whole point of it being about multiple streams of income is that you try different things. And the thing that works out the best or that gives you the best results, that's where you double down. That's where you put more energy and more effort. And you should get more return from that. And so, whether it be content writing, graphic design, whatever it may be, tutoring, it could be you doing DoorDash versus delivering for Amazon or Postmates, whatever it might be. What you're doing that works out, that you should do more of and double down on that and make that work for you. Okay, and so now's not the time to quit. Now's not the time to quit. Now's the time to evaluate and analyze and see, okay, where are you? What goals can you check off? What benchmarks can you check off? What things have you done along the way that have brought you this far to keep you moving? And so this is where I'm coming from. Yeah, this is supposed to inspire somebody. This is supposed to get somebody moving because at another point you'll say, well, you know what, that's it. I'm done. And you don't have to do that. You don't have to quit now. Right now is a time where you pull out your red marker and you begin to highlight and evaluate what are the things you can check off your list. What progress have you made? What points have you had new experiences to where these experiences have paid off and you having some lessons learned? And with those lessons learned, definitely that experience builds up and builds up to where you can push forward and go on and have new experiences and possibly more success. And so I'll take you back to Norman Vincent Peale right now. And what Norman Vincent Peale said, it is always too early to quit. It's always too early to quit. And I want you to know that now is not the time to quit. Don't quit now. It's always too early to quit. Listen, if you've started, you're in a position better off than someone who's just beginning to write down their plans. Even if you feel that you've started off on the wrong foot, you're in a better position than the person who's already got a fully written plan because guess what? You have experience right now, and that experience is teaching you and it's talking to you and showing you what works and what doesn't work. That's what it is. That's part of having the get up and go and the gusto to get this done. You learn by experience what works and what doesn't work. Otherwise, you learn from those who have already tried it and tested it, those who have experience what works and what doesn't work. And so it is always too early to quit. Don't quit now, right? Don't quit now. It's just something that is we need to look at it. It's always too early to quit, and I can't say it enough because Dr. Norman Vincent Peale, he's known as a positive thinking early edition of self-help guru. But what he was saying is, don't give yourself that out. Don't give yourself that out right now. That's not what you need. What you need is the ability to stick with it and the staying power to stay in the game and see this through, especially if you say this is connected to your purpose or your passion. Definitely look at that and handle that in a manner to where you are able to continue, right, despite the draw, the feeling that you may want to quit, but it's always too early to quit. And so don't give in. Just keep working, and keep working with what people call staying power. Staying power. You need that ability to continue on. You need that ability to stay in the game. You need that ability to take the hits, right? Take the punches, fight through, right? Some people will say push through the pain, right? That comes with it, and that's part of what you have to bring to the table. That's part of where you have to make the call, and that staying power is powerful because surely by definition, it's this right here. It's the ability to maintain an activity or commitment despite fatigue or difficulty, right? Some of us call it stamina. It feeds you with power to go the distance, despite all the difficulties you might face. Think about it. It's the ability to maintain an activity or commitment. What type of commitment did you make when you got started with, your side hustle, when you got started with your side gig, when you got started with your dream job? What type of commitment did you make? And despite the fatigue, the tiring hours, the rejection, the difficulties, the obstacles, despite all of that, tap into that stamina, and that stamina should feed you right where you are and give you what you need, right? And so I'm saying this, and I want you to get it. I want you to think about it like this. If you're there in the middle of all of what you've got going on, in the middle of all what you're doing, you may not see progress that you've made. You may not recognize progress that you've made. You may not see growth that you've been able to accumulate. You may not see it because you're in the midst of getting it done. You're in the midst of making it happen. And so you see from A to B, but you may not see 8.1 or 8.2 or even 8.5, where you've progressed and grown and taken things to a different level, where you've learned and acquired a new skill, which you were able to do yourself as opposed to outsourcing. And so within that, you still can be motivated by the progress you've made within this short time. Pay attention. Somebody started the beginning of this year. This is only the beginning of the 4th month of the year. So why quit now? Why quit now? You haven't put all of that into it. You've put enough into it to where you can get an assessment of where you are, an evaluation of where you are, and do some analysis of where you are. But why quit now? Right? What is it that tells you now is quitting time? And what is it that tells you that now is the best time for you to hang it up and go on and do something else. This is not that time, man. This is time to look at it, evaluate it, see where you are, see what you've done, and take it to another level. Decide where you will place more energy. Decide where you'll pull back and say, okay, let me go back to the drawing board on that piece right there. Decide where you will add other aspects to your multiple streams of income. This should be, if this is the fourth month, this should be where you're going into pretty much phase two of, okay, now I can start adding some additional things. Are you adding an element of podcasting to your live streams and your blogging? Are you adding affiliate marketing? Are you adding a newsletter to keep people updated between your blog posts? Are you adding other content right now to your social media where people begin to follow you and say, hey, I want to know what you've got going on. I want to see more. Are you building it in the midst of what seems to be a difficult time to grow? And let's be honest, the beginning is a difficult time to grow. You won't see a major upheaval of people coming out and saying, "Oh, that brand new thing, that big," it's about what you got going on. And so my question is real. Why quit now? What is it that you have going on that is putting you in a position to say, why quit now? And think about it. What have you faced so far that is making it where you need to quit? What have you done so far that says, this is totally not for me, right? I've had probably more rejections than I've had acceptance within the time that I've been working on some things online. And you just got to take it as those rejections do not depict who you are. Those rejections just say that didn't work for you and that particular editor, that particular publisher, whoever it might be. And, take it from there. That's simple. That's simple to say, but difficult to grasp sometimes. It's difficult to hold on to. It's difficult to believe. And I say that because if you put a lot of faith into one thing and that one thing doesn't work out, then your faith begins to fizzle, and we know what happens from there. And so you've got to take this as, what is it that's making you want to quit now? What is it? And I say now is the time to keep going. And keep going and keep growing as you're going, right? You should be doing that. And if you're going in the right direction, you're going to see some growth. And that makes sense because you're going from doing nothing, and as you continue to do something, you're going to begin to see a difference, right? You're going to begin to see a difference in where you were at the beginning and where you are now. When I first started live streaming, this is totally different than when I first started live streaming. I was not using, a shared screen that much. I was not using all the bells and whistles of the program. I was managing, one stream, and now here I am. I'm managing 3 streams simultaneously: Twitch, Facebook, and YouTube, and it's no problem. So now is a time to keep tabs of what works and what doesn't. It's simple. You begin to evaluate and say, okay, I've been doing this. This has been paying off, and I've been doing this as well, and I don't feel I'm getting what I need out of it. And so if you're not getting what you need out of it, that causes you to begin to look at it and evaluate it from another point of view. But you definitely need to see it and see what it's worth. Is it worth you, putting more energy into it? Is it something, right? When I talk about let me talk about Amazon for a minute. Amazon as an affiliate through the Amazon Associates Program. I mentioned this on here maybe a week ago. What was my payoff? 13 cents. 13 cents. Loading up all those links and sharing all, all those images and book titles and everything. 13 cents. Right? And so guess what? I had to pull back, before I reapplied for the program and go ahead and assess that, 13 cents is still more than what I started with, but it also, in a bigger picture, is the lesson learned. The lesson learned is not the 13 cents. The lesson learned is, okay, the way that I went about it, I need to look at what other Amazon affiliate is having success with it, and how do I promote that to where the products and the books and things that I promote, which go along with what I'm talking about, also fit with the audience that I'm talking to, right? If they don't need it, they don't need it. If they don't want it, they don't want it. And that fits as well. So finding out what is a good fit as opposed to throwing a fit makes a difference. Kapow. And so I just want to say that that Amazon lesson was hard to swallow. And I'm saying that in all honesty, because it just really put me in another mindset, another position, because it came up in a place where my staying power, after getting another rejection here, another rejection there, I have to go back and look in my notebook. I have to go back and look and say, okay, what are my goals? What am I trying to do? And strip some of that stuff down and do some real fundamental things and say, okay, here's where I'm going to put my focus for the next 30 days. And then here's where I'm going to put my focus over the next 60 days and then 90 days. And begin to tailor that based upon where you are and what movement you're having. This is real. And so if we're talking about it, and we're talking about it in a sense of where you need to go, like I said, now is the time to keep tabs of what works and what does not work, right? Where do you want to go? How much have you accomplished? Where have you gotten stuck or held back? And what do you need to do to keep moving forward? What do you need to do to keep moving forward? That's what you got to look at, and that's going to make a difference for where you go with your goals. Boom. And so I'm looking at it, from the point of doing these live streams, working on my blogs, and the idea of building content, right? Producing content, creating content, documenting. And I just realized I cannot give up, right? As bad as it may seem, as much of a stalemate it may seem to be in, I cannot give up. I go back to why I do what I do, and that's part of, like I said, the being in the inspiration business, being in the business of inspiring people, giving life to people's dreams and where people want to go, and helping people find a pathway in life. That's why my ministry is called Life Path, right? because Psalm 16, you have shown me the path of life. That's what the psalmist says to the Lord. And so working on that path and going on that path, I have to keep going and I have to keep grinding, right? I have to remain consistent in order to build both my confidence and my courage. And that's part of where I am right now. And so think about it. Think about where you are with your goals. Think about where you are with your benchmarks. Think about where you are as far as what you want to do, your purpose and your passion, and how that may have you bottled up, and let some of that loose. Get off of that being too tight on yourself, and let some of that loose, and let's get real, right? Let's get real about this. Look at this. I started on here, 10 months ago. 10 months ago, June was the first, live stream I did. Okay. I, loaded a few videos, mini videos, so less than a minute long, right? And so if I just look at today's stats, I ain't got nothing going on. And look, I got arrows going down, right? 44 less than usual, 4.3 less than usual as far as watch time. Only got one new subscriber. Thank you, right? That's today's stats, right? That's over the last 28 days, right? But if I look over the last 365 days, 2,062 views, right? I'm doing it right here, right? Look at that watch time, got 43 subscribers. Definitely thankful for that. That's remained consistent over time. Sometime in the middle of summer, hit about 40, and it stayed consistent over time. So thank y'all for holding on and sticking with me. And look at the amount of videos, released. I'm doing this live stream. I'm doing the Bible study live stream in the middle of the week. I'm getting ready to release some more how-to videos, right? And some more training videos. And so look at this right here. This has been pretty cool, as far as where this site has gone and what I've been able to do. And so I thank God for, that right now is still a stale time, for lack of a matter. I haven't been, pushing out of the 70s and 80s as far as views within the 28-day period. But look at what's going on right here. And that keeps me motivated. That keeps me going, because I know, right, that this is going to push me beyond where I've been. Listen, this is a time to build your following, right? I'm going to add to those 43 subscribers, and I'm going to lose some, and I'm going to gain some. It's natural. That's what happens. And so that's what I'm working on right now, right? Now's the time to build consistency. When you're doing that self-talk and you want to talk yourself out of doing it and say, well, man, I don't really need to do this. There's plenty of other things I can do, and I can, is that really it? Or do you need to build your consistency in getting it done and see how it pays off? If people are going to be part of your following, you got to be consistent. And so even with myself, those times where I haven't put those blog posts up when I want to, I haven't added those Bible study outlines when I wanted to. Now's the time to build that consistency. Right now, while things are in a stalemate, while things are still just churning and building up. And now's also the time to build your confidence. What are you doing that really works and that gives you that thrill feeling, that gives you that snap back, right? What are you doing right there that is giving you that push of confidence, that surge of belief in yourself? And so that's what I'm talking about. Now's not the time to quit. Go back to that journal, that notebook where you put your plans out there and your goals. Look back at it. Look at where you laid it all out and rediscover what got you started in the first place, right? Review your goals and see where you are with your progress, right? I gotta check this out. Where are you with your progress? What have you done, from the beginning, right, to now that's got you going forward? Where have you made progress? Right? And if you got it going on, make note of that. Make note of the places and the things where you've made progress, right? I gotta say, for myself, I've really enjoyed, working more with graphics and video and things of that nature, and it's put me in a different position to where I'm not only doing my own thing, but I'm also helping others, right? And I'm sharing with them, oh man, you can use this, you can use that, right? Yeah, I use Canva, but I also use Adobe Spark. Yeah, I use Video Maker, but I also use, Adobe Premiere. And so these are different things where that wasn't the language I was talking about last year, right? That wasn't the language I was talking about pre-COVID. And so now I've got some other skills that I've been able to work on and build up, and guess what? Possibly push out there. But that's progress that I've made. So where are you with your progress? Where have you made progress? Let me know. Put it in the chat. Put it in the comments. Where have you made progress, and where are you looking to go? Where are you looking to put more energy? Where are you looking to put, more effort? Where would you put more effort? Right? That's what I want to know. Where would you put more effort and energy if you could do so? Where's that at? And then let's talk about it. Why aren't you putting it there? And that's the question of the day. Why aren't you putting it there? And let's take it up a notch, right? So keep your focus on your goals, right? I want you to do that. Keep your focus on your goals. Keep your focus on your goals. Let that be the long range thing that keeps you pushing, okay? Let that be the thing that says, hey, it may be the third quarter. We may be down by a couple of points, but if we keep control of the ball, don't make those fouls, handle things accordingly, we can, right, take over and win this game. That's the coach's mindset. That's the idea that, okay, the game is not over yet. You got to keep your focus on the long range goals. As long as the clock is still ticking, the game is not over yet. Watch this March Madness as we check it out. You can watch the women's or the men's. Either way, they're down to it. They're down to the nitty gritty. They're down to the fight in the midst of the main arena, and they are taking it down to the end of the clock. Right? If you've got a couple of fouls to give, foul them as soon as they get the ball in. But they're demonstrating what I'm saying about staying power. You don't quit until the end, and you don't quit until the buzzer or the whistle blows. Focus on your goals. Keep your focus on your goals, and let that keep you pushing, right? And keep your focus and keep your faith. Right? You need to keep your focus and you need to keep your faith. You've got to say that this is a time where you are not going to give in. And if you started this out as a faith journey, don't wobble or waver now. Keep going strong. This has dividends to pay out later, but you've got to put in the work. You've got to put in the work. I say that because a lot of people, they get inspired, they get energized, they're a burst of flames and they're on fire, and then they fizzle out. Don't let that happen. Keep your focus and your faith. And I go back to it. What is staying power? What is staying power? Staying power, that ability to maintain an activity or commitment despite fatigue or difficulty. You might be dealing with something, you might be facing something, but how you handle it, how you maneuver within that, how you get through that, how you get beyond that is going to make a difference. Hey, this is where you tap in and don't tap out, right? This is what you tap into right here. You tap into your staying power. You tap into that ability to go forward and have strength beyond what you thought you could do, and look at your progress and keep going forward, right? This is a thing that's going to keep you on fire and keep it burning in you and keep you going. This is what it is. And you need that. You need to understand that. You need to get a grasp of that, get a hold of it, and don't let go of it. Don't let go of it. And it's always too early to quit. Now is not the time to quit. Stay with it. God bless.